he too has written over 500 songs, and that was number 28, I believe. There. How many of you have ever flown on Value Jet? Are you familiar? Anybody familiar with Value Jet or what is it? Southwest? Are they about the same as Value Jet? Well, I go out every year to Lubbock to the National Cowboy Symposium, and the time I flew on Value Jet, it was like $70. It was a round trip from Atlanta to Amarillo. Then I had to rent a car in Amarillo and drive to Lubbock. But whenever I was out playing and trying to make a little money, I always try to get by as cheap as I could, you know. And incidentally, Bob, thanks for the accommodations at the Bricetown Inn. They have a Frank Sinatra Jr. impersonator in the lounge. I'm just kidding. Anyway, where was I? Oh, Value Jet. Anyway, it was $70. But on these airlines, you can verify this, you don't get a ticket, do you? You get a boarding pass. And whoever comes in first, you get on the plane, and you don't have an assigned seat. You can sit anywhere you want to. And I had a change of underwear and my guitar, and I had some tapes and CDs and stuff. So I had a briefcase and my guitar, and I was just going to be gone like 24 hours or something. And I just had to play a couple times and come back. Then I was just trying to make as much as I could and get by as cheap as I could. So I was on Value Jet, and I was one of the first ones there, and I gave them my check, and they handed me a boarding pass, and I got on the plane, and I put my briefcase in one seat and my guitar in another. And I thought I'd just make me a little nest, and I could kind of rest and nobody bother me, you know. And then the plane started filling up. And you know, sometimes you say these little prayers, you know, like at a red light or something, say, oh, Lord, don't let that light change, you know. And they're really little prayers that you say sometimes. And I'm sitting there, and I said, this guy must have weighed 300 pounds, and he's coming down the aisle, and the plane's filling up. And I've got 3 seats there, and I'm all stretched out now. So I'm coming down the aisle, and I said, Lord, don't let him sit here. I said, tell me what to say. And he came right to me, and he leaned across there, and he said, pardon me, sir. I said, is that seat saved? And right then I got the answer to my prayer. I said, no, sir. I said, that seat's not saved, but I am. If you'll sit down here, I'll tell you how you can be too. But anyway, I rode all the way out there by myself. I don't know where he sat, but he wouldn't sit next to me. 3 eggs up on whiskey toast, home fries on the side. Wash it down with truck stop coffee so it burns up your insides. Little Canyon, Colorado diner, a little waitress I did love. Used to sit in the back neath an old stuffed bear on a worn-out Navajo rug. Ay, Katie, shades of red and blue. Ay, Katie, whatever became of that Navajo rug and you, Katie? Old Jack the boss, he used to close at 6, and Katie'd bar the door. Take down that Navajo rug and spread it on the floor. And I saw lightning in the sacred mountain, saw the dance of the turtle doves, lying next to Katie on that old Navajo rug. Ay, Katie, shades of red and blue. Ay, Katie, whatever became of that Navajo rug and you, Katie? Saw old Jack about a year ago, said the place burned to the ground. All he had left was an old bear's tooth, and Katie, she left town. Katie got her a souvenir too as he spat out a tobacco plug. She ought to seen her running through the smoke, a-hauling that Navajo rug. Ay, Katie, shades of red and blue. Ay, Katie, whatever became of that Navajo rug and you, Katie? Whenever I cross the sacred mountains and lightning breaks above, always takes me back in time to my long-lost Katie love. Everything just keeps on moving, everybody's on the go. Ain't nothing that lasts anymore like a double-woven Navajo. Ay, Katie, shades of red and blue. Ay, Katie. Whatever became of that Navajo rug and you, Katie?
Thank you.